Welcome to another episode of NOOB Repair. Today I am joined by my good friend Eric.
Yo.
And
that's what I said last time. That's what I always say. That's how I greet people. Yo.
Yo. And today we are going to be doing a region outer shell mod. So it's not like a technical region mod involving circuitry or anything. A lot of Sega Genesis games will not play because they won't physically fit in the system itself.
The Japanese
games, right. So what we are going to do is show you how to modify the outer shell of the system so that way you can play Sega Genesis games. The last episode we did was covering the Nomad, the 32X, as well as the Sega Genesis Model 3. So if you have any of those systems and want to know how to do it, go back to the previous episode. But we're going to be just touching on the Model 2 and the Model 1.
These are more common.
That's not how it goes in.
You're not the boss of me. The Model 1 and Model 2 are the most common ones that people will have.
Right.
Maybe we should have done these first, before the other ones.
We wanted to do the easier ones first, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's get to it.
Yep. Okay, so this is my Genesis, and what we're going to do is we're going to modify these tabs right here. Now, I've actually already accidentally
Accidentally.
I didn't mean to cut this. Yeah, I didn't cut it. I just jammed the cart in because I was trying to get
Really?
Yeah, and it broke off accidentally. So I don't have to worry about doing one on this side, but it's the same process as doing it on this side. So
you just jam the cartridge down on the other side so that it
yeah, right? Yeah, that's another way you could possibly do it. So what I've kind of done is I've highlighted with a Sharpie, if you can see.
Black on black.
Black on black. I know it's kind of difficult, but we're going to be cutting out this tab right here, and then we're going to be rounding out these corners here, just to kind of make it so that the cartridge will fit. All right, but before we do that, we're going to take the shell off. So we're going to flip the system. And as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different slots for screws. This one is for the Sega CD, if I recall, right?
Yes, it's the backing plate.
Right, the backing plate. So we're going to go ahead and remove the screws, and then we'll go from there.
Alright, so Michael might be having an issue with his system. The screw didn't come out. But anyway, next step, when you take these apart, the LED on the top half of the case is wired to the circuit board.
Right.
So you have to be careful when you open it. You pick it up, tilt it over that way.
Sounds like the screw just wasn't...
Maybe it was just stuck in the backside.
Yeah.
So you can see here, the wire comes up and goes right there to the LED.
Right.
If I recall, for some reason, the wire is soldered to the motherboard, so it doesn't come off of the motherboard.
Right. You can't take it off there. You got to take it off there.
Yes. So the two legs of the LED get bent straight, and you're going to have to remember the length of them. It's hard to see. I'm going to zoom in and see if you can. Oh yeah, there we go. Let me tilt it. I got it. If you notice, one leg is slightly longer than the other. The longer leg goes to the red wire. The shorter one goes to the white wire. LED stands for light emitting diode, and diodes in electronics only allow current to flow in one direction. So if you connect that back to the LED in the wrong direction, the light won't come on. At which point you can just, turn the cable around and realize that, I connected it wrong. So, much like the 32X,
we're done with that.
It's got the collar.
So it's got a collar, just like we said before. So there's 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3. Let's we're going to go ahead and remove those. And there you go. Now we're going to flip it around so that way we can start working on this. And that's when we're going to grab our hobby knife. And I'm going to start working on this right here.
And you'll have to figure out what works best for you for holding on to the case and what angle to cut at. Technically, you can do it in, you know, 1 or 2 quick passes if you have the right leverage, but trying to record it on video, obviously it's a little more difficult.
Trying to round it off so I can clean it up a little bit. That's the basic concept as far as how it looks. So you can clean it up a little bit. Hi.
So now we just need to round out the front edge of the cartridge a little more.
Yeah.
Some people care a little bit more about the aesthetics of their systems, so it's all a matter of how clean you want your machine to look. You could just, you know, dirty deeds done dirt cheap, shave it out real quick and call it a day, or you can be super meticulous and sort of do a gradual curve. That might be all you need to do. You could just grab the cartridge to see how you've done so far. Does it feel tight over on the left side?
Yeah, on the left side it's still a little tight.
So, like we said,
shave a little bit off.
Yeah, you really don't need to cut too much out of the front side since it's already mostly curved to begin with.
Right.
I can hear you guys watching the video saying, "Oh, they're going to show us how to do something. Oh, we can't see anything because of the sands."
Sorry. All right. That's probably pretty good. Just cleaned it off a little bit.
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
Now,
Pop in a cart real quick just to see, and it looks like it fits right in. So now we'll put everything together and take a look, see if it'll work. So again, we're first going to take this system, and we're going to have to attach the diode.
I believe I said the longer. Oh wait, you know what? I should zoom in so that people can see that.
Yep.
The plug coming off of the wire for the LED has 2 little holes in it. Let's see. Wow, your camera's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 2 little holes in it right there, and then the threads for, or rather the leads for the LED just go right through them. It's very simple. I believe I said the long one is the red and the short one's the white.
Yep.
So you can, you know, if you put the longer one in first, again, that is what she said. I wonder if that's inappropriate. We apologize if anybody's offended by that. We're not out to actually, like, be wildly insensitive to everybody in the world. Put it in the hole, Mike!
It's tricky. Tricky dicky. There's one.
So you put the shorter one on first. That means it's going to be difficult to get the longer
Yeah, I
one.
should probably do the longer one first. There we go.
Yeah, because the leads are a very stiff metal. It's not thin. It's not, you know, flexible like a regular wire. So you want them to be mostly straight as you put the plug all the way down.
There we go.
You bottom the plug out, and then you bend the leads out to the left and to the right.
So you put it all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, and instead of pushing the wire down over the leads, hold on before you do that, Michael. Instead of pushing the wire down over the leads, try and like pull the leads upward as you push down so that you keep the leads straight. Because if you just push the plug down over the leads, you can deform them and then bend them and possibly break them. Lovely shot of the smooth skin on the back of Michael's hand.
So like that.
Yep, basically you can put them right up to the plastic because you want them to be as far away from the RF shielding on the circuit board as possible. And if you look at the shielding on the circuit board, it's got that oval sort of slot in it, which allows the what's it called? The backside of the plug on the LED to sit down without touching anything and shorting.
Right.
Now, before you put the case back together, the Model 1 Genesis has a power switch that toggles back and forth, and it's also got the headphone slider that goes up and down. You're going to want to slide the spigot or the post for the headphone slider all the way down and pay attention to which direction the power switch is on the circuit board. And when you go to close the case together, you're going to want the post for the physical switches
to be on that side, so that way the system knows when you turn the button, it's basically the button itself is sitting in the hole.
Yep.
So when you toggle the switch, it turns it on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to be able to power it on.
Or you're not even going to be able to close the case.
Right,
You're like,
that
what the
too.
heck is going on?
Yeah. So we'll start again with this. So it's just a matter of lining up the screws. Give it a good shake just to make sure that the screws are in there good.
And I don't know if you can hear it. Michael, hold yours up and shake it around a little bit. Ah. So Michael did not dump some of the plastic filings or the plastic shavings out before he put it back together, so he's got a couple in there. The plastic pieces, not a big thing to worry about.
Nope.
You know, they're not conductive, so it's not going to cause a problem.
All right, let's give it a whirl.
Seem to fit in there okay, is it?
It's rounded out enough so that it's able to go right in. It's still kind of tight. Maybe that's the shavings.
Let's take a look. Let me insert the cartridge from above, because I have a feeling I know what might be causing the problem. Oh, no. So, it's a little hard to see in the video. If you notice how the curve on the edge of the cartridge is narrower than the actual full width of the cart, sometimes the edge of the cartridge, that lip right there, will hit the curve of the cartridge slot, but Mike did a good job of cutting it so that there's enough room. It's only stiff because your Genesis apparently just likes to hold on to the cartridges.
All right, so that's the Model 1. Now we'll move on to the Model 2.
And again, all of these are basically the same process. There's a collar inside that holds the flaps. All you have to do is just take that off if you want to be nice and careful and have enough room to work. And then you just cut those tabs out. So hopefully this next one will be
A little easier.
So this is the Genesis Model 2. You can see it is smaller than the Model 1, a little bit sleeker. I like the design of both. I know some people sort of butt heads between which one looks cooler, but it's essentially the same process. There are 4 screws this time, not 6. There's the threaded hole for the backing plate for the Sega CD, and we're just gonna get right to it. Unlike the Model 1, the LED is not attached to the underside of the case, so you can just pull the case right off. The LED is down on the circuit board, and it's got a little light conductive piece of plastic here that shows the 3 little dots when you power the machine on. Now I've got a second model, or a second Genesis over here, a second Genesis 2 Junior, I don't know, just to show you that there have been some hardware changes over the lifetime of the Genesis, and you can see this one has a narrower circuit board. When you open your machine up, you might see things that look a little bit differently. It's just because Sega continually tried to reduce production costs, and they would, you know, lower the number of components that were on there, use fewer materials. So if you open your machine and you say, oh, why does it look like my circuit board is cut off? That is why. And because this Genesis is my personal, you know, Christmas 1994 gift, I'm not going to be hacking into that one. I'm going to be using this other model that I had here for example. You can see it's still got the collar on the inside to guide the cartridge in and to hold on to the flaps. And that just comes off, and there are the flaps right there. And again, real simple and straightforward. You square off the back tabs, and then you cut out the curve and just round it out a little bit more. So let's see if there's an easy way for me to do this quick.
Yeah, you're way better at it than I am.
You know, I had thought of bringing a Dremel, because Dremels are amazing, or a rotary tool if you don't want to go with a copywritten brand. But there's as much of a chance to screw things up with a Dremel as there is with a utility knife. And at least this way we don't have something spinning at like 8,000 RPMs that's gonna like lacerate our hands.
Plus, not everybody has one of those.
Yeah, true. I mean,
Hobby knives are cheap enough where you can go to the store, you can go to like a Home Depot or a hobby shop or whatever and just buy one.
you know, usually the easiest way to cut at things, especially plastic, see if you can see it, is just sort of shave it down bit by bit. And that might actually be...
That might be easier.
Easier for most people.
So don't try to take off the entire tab, just try to like slice away at it bit by bit until there's nothing left.
The issue is if you cut towards the case, you know, you run the risk of gouging it, and if you're particularly concerned with the cosmetics, again, of your system, like I was saying before, you run the risk of doing more harm than good, in a way. Because once you cut a piece of plastic off, you can't really put it back.
Right. Less is better in this case than more.
Less is often better than more. That is not what she said.
That is not what she said.
So rather than trying to square off...
Yeah, that's a lot easier if you just shave it bit by bit instead of trying to take the whole thing off.
And the other thing is, on the Model 1 and Model 2 Genesis, the plastic is a bit thicker on the back side of the cartridge slot, so it's harder to just, you know, push down into it like we were doing on the 32X. Again, the Nomad and the 32X, much easier to cut into. It's just thinner plastic.
Right.
So I'm gonna see if I can show you here.
Kids, always make sure that you get your parents' permission before playing with knives.
Yeah, if you're like 8 or 12, why would an 8-year-old be playing with the Sega Genesis? They don't even know what it is. But no, if you are young and not familiar with cutting all of this stuff, get some supervision or have an adult help you. I guess we should have that.
I need an adult.
I guess we should have that as a disclaimer.
Series like chipping away at it instead of attacking it like the whole thing like I was takes a lot less time and it's a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, because if you're trying to jab at it or you're holding the backside of the blade, you don't have as much control.
Right.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm also pushing on the backside with my thumb, so I don't have to push really hard. I'm using the leverage, or I'm using my thumb for leverage. So right there, like I've already cut it off.
Yep.
You know, and I could get in there with a file or some sandpaper if I really wanted to round it off.
Right.
Now that, I don't know if that necessarily is going to follow the curve of the cartridge, but at the very least it's been removed.
Right.
So that now it'll be easier to, so that now the cartridge will fit. Let's see here. I'm going to gently hold the back of the blade. Which is probably ill-advised for some people. But I'm not afraid to slice myself open. I have burned myself, cut myself, bludgeoned myself, all kinds of things over the course of the last 10 years. Ow! Like that.
Oop.
Just slice myself.
Careful. You know what they say, it's not real work unless you
Put your blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so I don't want to bleed on your beach towel here. But this should be all set. Let's try. No. So, like I pointed out when Mike did the Model 1, the front edges of the cartridge here are still hitting the front edge of the slot. So I'm going to go get a Band-Aid and then come back and open these up just a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm back. And like I said, the issue is the front of the cartridge. It just makes it so that it's grabbing it just enough that it'll meet resistance.
Right.
Oh snap! Can you see down through there? Can you see where it's touching right there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So those are the two spots that we're going to have to. Oh, I still have blood there. Those are the two spots that we're going to have to clean. Let's put the blood away for a second.
Hey, it's your system.
This is true. So right here.
Yep.
And right here.
Right. You just had your finger too close to the blade.
Yeah. Again, I'm not wouldn't bother me to get hurt, but obviously you're gonna have to be cautious. In some cases, a Dremel might be easier because it might be safer for some people because you have more to hold on to. And if you just take it easy, you're not worried about a sharp blade.
Right.
Because these blades are so sharp, you can just delicately drag it across your skin and it'll slice right into you.
Yep.
The only issue with the Dremel is it spins so fast that if you fumble it, what was it? Flumble?
Flumble, yeah.
If you fumble it, it's gonna be a bad time.
You really don't want to take that much off. What Eric's doing right now is about the amount that you want to take off. Nothing too crazy. Try to put the card in.
Yeah.
Yep. So now you don't have any resistance. You're good.
So, unlike the Model 1, like we were saying before, there's nothing attached to the underside of the case, and also it doesn't have the toggle switch. So, sorry. Got ahead of myself.
Oh yeah, got to put that back on. So again, 3 screws.
No, everything just lines right up and
Right.
slides
Snaps back
right
into
on.
place. Right.
And then the cartridge fits right in.
Boom.
No issue, no problem. And we can put the screws back in to my Genesis. And you're all set. Oh, no, that's mine.
There we go.
After sorting through all this footage several months after we filmed it, I was finally able to put this part 2 together, so I hope you guys really enjoyed it. There's additional information that we included, and I didn't want this video to go to almost 50 minutes, so I'm including it on a third part, which you can watch right here. Go here and check it out if you're interested. If you haven't seen part 1, go check it out. We covered the 32X and the Model 3 for the Sega Genesis. Thanks for watching NOOB Repair.